How can I help you?
I have a Woody doll and a Wilson volleyball, both signed by Tom Hanks.
Wilson! I think that was about right.
That's the one.
I'm going for my Emmy.
I'm looking to sell my Woody doll and my Wilson volleyball, which have both been signed by Tom Hanks. I'll be asking $2,500 for the pair. I believe these items are worth $2,500 because I just haven't seen many items from Tom Hanks's movies that have been autographed.
Okay, this is pretty cool. Where did you get these items?
I do some consulting work, and one of the projects I happen to be working on, Tom Hanks was also working on. So I picked up a couple of the items from his movies, had him autograph them.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Tom Hanks is as big as it gets when you talk about actors. And these are two very iconic movies for him. Castaway was a dramatic movie from 2000. This inanimate object, volleyball, became his only person to talk to, even though it's not really a person. Was it actually from the movie?
No, I went down to the store and bought that.
Okay, and Toy Story 1995, Pixar's first fully animated movie, grossed over $370 million just in the theater. The Woody doll is, I mean, really cool. This is classic. Let's see if he still works.
Sheriff Woody and his deputies saved the day.
Pretty much brand new.
It's never been taken out of the box.
No. It got damaged a little bit there.
That's unfortunate. Collectors really like this stuff in pristine condition, but you have the Tom Hanks autograph on it, and that's really, really cool. Is this also signed on the Woody doll?
Yeah.
This is definitely cool. How much are you looking to get?
I'd like to get $2,000 for the Woody doll and about $500 for the Wilson volleyball.
Okay, so $2,500 for both of them. I really don't know the value of Tom Hanks's autograph or the value of this toy right here. I think it's a little newer, but I'd like to have someone come down and take a look at the toy, and I'd like to have someone else come down and take a look at the signatures.
Yeah, no, sounds fine.
All right, give me just a few minutes.
I would be happy to have the experts review the items to find out what they're worth. I took a guess when I came up with the prices, so I'd like to find out their actual value.
Thanks for rushing over here. So, I have a couple Tom Hanks autographed items here. One of them is a Woody doll, and it looks a little new to me, but I'm not sure, so I thought I'd call you down and maybe you could shed some light on it for me.
Well, this franchise, absolute monster. So when Disney and Pixar got together on this was the first digital animated full-length film, and they just knocked it out the park. Storyline was amazing. It made you laugh, it made you cry, you cared. It had all of the emotions in it. This movie, most film buffs will say, is the perfect cartoon. But we're here to talk about the toy. So the toy is a newer toy, and what they did is you started with the pull string. The very first original Woody was the pull string. And then when Toy Story 4 came out, they changed the packaging up, and they created this battery-operated one. So this version was the one that replaced the pull string. But most of the collectors want the pull cord because that's how Woody was in the movie, and they want it to be kind of authentic.
Now, from the standpoint of a collector, is this signature cool? Is this something that maybe they would want to add to their collection even though they already had this toy?
Tom Hanks is a grail signature for a lot of collectors because you can't catch him, and then when you do, half the time he won't sign. This was a common release. Generally, you find them in very good condition. I do notice that there is a tear down at the bottom of the box there.
Here too.
The tear does affect the value.
So this toy in its current condition, what kind of value do you put on it?
So the toy itself, with the box conditions, I would expect it would sell for about $50. And then with the autograph on it, it does elevate it, although it detracts because it's personalized. I think in this condition, you're gonna have no problem getting $400 for this.
All right, well, since the volleyball isn't a toy, I guess I'll let you go. And I'll let you know when I have something else. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thanks. Well, my autograph guy should be here in the next few minutes. If you could just stick around and make sure the autograph's legit, maybe we could work out a deal on everything.
Yeah, no problem. I'll hang out. I hope when the second expert sees my item, it will be actually valued closer to what I believe it's valued at.
So this gentleman has a couple Tom Hanks autographs, and they're pretty cool. One of them is on a Toy Story Woody doll. And we have the Wilson Volleyball, which reminds us of the movie Castaway.
Nice. The thing about Tom Hanks I've seen through the years, I've met him. He doesn't really sign much in person anymore, so I don't get to see his autograph that much. The great thing about these items is stuff that collectors actually really desire. You're looking at two iconic films that he was part of, and these aren't things that typically people are able to get signed. Let's say if he did sign on the streets, they'd be very difficult.
Not many people have a Wilson ball in their pocket, right?
I've seen very few of those. So based on what you told me on the phone, I could, pretty much tell they're signed in fiber tip markers. So I'd like to go directly to kind of the examples I have of his signature. Tom Hanks used to have this gorgeous signature years ago. Through the years, though, he's gotten more rushed, more hurried along, and this is more what you get from Tom Hanks. So his newer signatures, I call them more modern, more rushed. Even when it's nice, it's still kind of sloppy. And that's kind of what I see here. I could almost tell Tom signed these back to back. I mean, it looks literally like the same signature again and again, but I have absolutely no problem with these signatures at all. They're really nice.
And what value do you put on these?
The doll's pretty cool. I think that's a neat thing to have, actually. Collectors do seek these things out pretty consistently to have a action figure signed by him compared to a photo, which is more common. I put the value of that right at the $350 range because you do have the personalization. Personalization hurts it a little. The ball, though, I find more unique, and it's not exactly the handprint one we want with the blood print, but it's a very unique item to have signed by him. I'd put that value even higher. I'd say that's closer to $500.
So we're thinking about $850 for the pair?
Yeah, that's a good ballpark range for that.
Okay, well, thanks for coming by, Steve.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I've heard everything I needed to know from both of the Steves. We're looking maybe $500 for the pair?
No, I couldn't do that. I think from what he said for the value on the Woody doll, I'd rather just hang on to it. It's worth more to me than that. Interested in getting rid of the Wilson ball, though. What would you give me for that?
Would you do $250?
To sweeten the pot a little bit, I think.
I'll give you a kiss on the cheek.
Kiss on the cheek and $300?
I could do $300 on the Wilson volleyball just because I do think that I'll be able to sell it fairly easy. I'm comfortable at the $300.
That sounds good to me. We'll do it.
Come over here, grab your ID, and we'll write up a deal.
So I guess I'll just keep the Woody doll and cast away the volleyball.
So what kind of dog are you guys gonna get?
Labradoodle dogs.
Labradoodle dogs?
Rick! What are you doing here? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
I'm up here at the Flamingo Hotel in the Las Vegas Strip. Marie Osmond is a friend of mine. She's been asking me for years to see her show. And apparently her hair and makeup person who's got a really cool old Barbie doll. So maybe I can make a deal and actually see the show. You've been here 9 years and I haven't seen your show.
And you live here, Rick. What is this about?
No excuse.
I know. I mean, I keep on telling you I will, and I'm here.
I know. Isn't that crazy? 9 years. Yeah. Well, Caesar asked if I wanted to work for another year. We just finished our 8th, and I said no. But I said it in German, 9. So here we go. This is Kim Goodwin.
How's it going?
Hey, nice
Kim
to
does
meet
my
you.
hair and makeup. Can you do something for him?
Sure.
Nothing. There's nothing that can be done.
A hairpiece we could put on you.
This is what 6 children will do to you.
Give me 2 seconds. I have to just go check with my dancers really quick. Hey, tell him about your dolls. He has awesome dolls. Hold on.
Is that a 1959 #1 Barbie?
That's #1.
That is a ponytail Barbie.
Here, I'll bring it here so you can look at it much closer.
Is that the original box?
That's the original box, and it's signed by Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie.
That's pretty amazing. Where did you get that?
I just appeared at my doorstep one day. I like to scour antique stores, and I found one that had a #1 Barbie. But once you get it, then you're okay to get rid of it. It's really strange. I'm gonna try to shoot for higher, of course, but 5,000 is the lowest I'll go.
I have never had a #1 Barbie.
Oh, you haven't?
I've had some early Barbies, but I've never had this one.
She has reproduction shoes on her because the original black ones stained the feet. And it has everything. It has the original glasses and original booklet. This is a reproduction stand. But
Okay, these are like incredibly rare. This is like one of the holy grails, like, toy collecting.
Exactly.
It really is.
well, yeah, it's a work of art. And the clothes were amazing. They were like couture humans' clothes, but shrunk down. The quality was amazing.
So I know the lady who designed it. She named...
Her daughter was named Barbie.
And her son was named Ken, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's where they came up with those names. When she came out, she didn't have any friends, right?
No, she was like a loner. And then they gave her a best friend named Midge. And then they came out with Ken. And then they came out with Alan. I think that was Ken's boyfriend, but they just tried to say that it was Midge's boyfriend.
Barbie was really, really iconic. I mean, the thing is, this was like literally one of the very first toys for girls that wasn't a baby doll to teach you how to be a mom.
Exactly, because there were baby dolls before that.
This was something to play with, and when you grow up, you're gonna go to college, you get out of college, you're gonna have a career. So I think that part of it was really cool.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give that to my child. Back then, if you blew her up to human size, you know how weird she would look?
Oh, I don't
Why
know.
do you want it so bad?
I want to sell it and make money. How much you want for it?
10 grand.
Okay, there's 100 fakes for every real one. The show doesn't start for a while. Do you mind if I call my toy guy?
That's fine.
I'll be right back. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Typical me. If I can see a show and make some money at the same time, why not?
Hi, Kim.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You know Kim?
Yeah, Kim actually has bought a few Barbies from us.
Did he get this one from you?
No, he's been cheating on me. Apparently.
So it's 1959 ponytail Barbie.
I, myself, have only ever had a couple of these. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, you can look at it and examine.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Barbie was a fashion doll. She was made for kids, but in reality, she was made to kind of indicate to a young girl that there was style and fashion out there. It really came out of nowhere. You know, when they came out in Toy Fair in 1959, people were kind of like, what are you gonna do with that? And they took off like wildfire. You know, there was over, 250,000 of these made, and a small fraction of those exist today. So what are your concerns with this doll, Rick?
Well, first off, is it real? I know just enough to get me in trouble and buy a fake, so that's why I called you in.
Yeah, there's a few indications on how to tell. One, the torso is hard, solid core throughout. The smell. She should actually smell like crayon. You want to try it?
Come on, smell it.
Looking at the iris of the eyes and seeing the actual white irises is very important because it was only the #1 that would have had that.
So, is it real?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a #1 ponytail Barbie here, and it's pretty impressive.
Okay, that's cool. So what do you think it's worth?
There's a lot of really nice elements here. But this stand actually looks to be reproduction, which does affect the value a little bit. But you have the box, all the original accessories.
And this is actually signed by Ruth Handler.
That's a really interesting thing, too. I've seen Ruth Handler's autograph. I can't authenticate the autograph for you, but I can tell you it looks very consistent. It's a very nice piece. I think that you have no problem whatsoever getting somewhere between, $7,500 and $8,000 for this doll.
Yeah, right on.
Thanks, Rick. Just pieces of this people would add to their collection. It's amazing. It's definitely the staple for any Barbie collector.
What's your best price for it?
Well, 8,000.
Well, that just doesn't make any sense for me because I'm gonna resell it. So I give you 4,500.
No. 7,000?
You take 5 grand?
No. 6,000?
I'll meet you in the middle. I'll give you 5,500. I mean, I'm not gonna get rich off you, but I can make some. Sweet! My daughters are gonna be so jealous. The Barbie doll is pretty awesome, but right now I have to get out of here because if I'm not sitting in the audience of the very expensive tickets that Marie gave me, I imagine she's gonna be pretty mad.
How can I help you?
I brought you in a Steve Urkel doll.
Did I do that?
Yes. I'm here at the pawn shop to sell my talking Steve Urkel doll. This doll has a string in the back, and when you pull it, it says things that Steve Urkel said on his TV show. I'm hoping to sell this doll for $150. If I get the $150, I will probably go buy some more toys.
Okay, this is a pretty iconic doll you have here. Steve Urkel from the television series Family Matters. It started in 1989 and ran all the way through 1998. And Steve Urkel actually wasn't even introduced until halfway through the first season, where he was supposed to only have a one-time guest appearance. But he was so funny and quirky, he kind of took over, and from then on out, it almost became known as the Urkel Show, even though it was really a show about the Winslow family. Steve Urkel's character was so popular that it prompted all kinds of merchandise. This doll being one of them. You would see lunchboxes at school all the time. I even remember having my mom go to the grocery store to get me Urkelos, which was a cereal. And in the morning, I would eat my Urkelos, and I would think I was just a little bit funnier. Let's take a look at it here. It's still in the box. It looks unopened. Looks in pristine condition inside. I'm not seeing any signs of use or wear and tear other than on the box, which the plastic piece is kind of bent up over here, and you do have a little scuffing, but overall, it looks really cool. And this is supposed to talk. Have you ever pulled the string before?
I pulled string.
Does he still work?
He still works. He's getting weaker.
Do you mind if I pull the string?
Go ahead.
All right. I think he said, got any cheese, but it sounded more like, eh. It's really hard to make out what he's saying. And when it comes to an unopened doll like this, they are very collectible, but a lot of the value is gonna be whether or not he still talks. So that is gonna affect the value big time. What are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking to sell it.
And how much are you looking to sell it for?
I'm asking $150 for it.
I am interested in it. I would offer you $50 for it just because the voice isn't as clear as I would like it to be.
Can you go 60?
I think maybe I can get, you know, $90 to $100 out of it on a good day, so I'll buy it for $60. I think that's fair.
Okay.
All right, let's go over to the counter and write it up.
I'm a little irked that I didn't get my $150, but I still walked out with some cheese.
What do we have here?
This is the best collection of Spice Girl dolls you're gonna see.
Okay.
Do you know who the Spice Girls are?
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually have them tattooed on my leg.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try and sell my Spice Girls on tour dolls. I've had these for 20 years. It was a special gift from my mom for Christmas, and I hope that after all of these years, they can bring new joy to some new little girl. I'm asking for $250, and I think that's a fair price considering the condition that they're in.
These are really cool. I mean, obviously, you're a big fan of the Spice Girls.
Yeah. I was a 90s kid, and my entire wall was covered with their posters. I listened to all their music, knew all their dances. They were like the groundbreaking girl band that crossed over from the UK to the United States.
Yeah, they were huge in the 90s, early 2000s, selling out arenas, and they were massively successful.
Totally.
So we have Baby Spice, Sporty Spice, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, and Posh Spice.
Yeah. Every girl wanted to be a Spice Girl, and they had different personalities, so you could pick which one you were like, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I really don't know anything about Baby Spice, Sporty Spice, or Ginger Spice, but I know Scary Spice or Mel B, she's on America's Got Talent, and this one, Posh Spice, married very well to David Beckham.
That's true.
So these are in decent shape. What are you looking to get for it?
I was looking to get about $250 for them.
$250?
All in the boxes, great condition, all 5 of them, not one's missing to go on tour.
I'm born and raised in Vegas, and it seems to me like every year one of these bands, whether it be New Kids on the Block or Britney Spears, comes into town and they do really well. So I know there's still an interest in this kind of thing. You know, at $250, I'm gonna take a shot here and go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Meet me over there and we'll do some paperwork.
Sounds good. Thank you. I'm so excited. I made the deal. I walked in pretty confident, and I think those girls taught me how to be a confident woman.
How can I help you today?
I got something for you to take a look at, an original Teddy Ruxpin doll.
Okay, Teddy Ruxpin. So where did you get it from?
Well, that was my little brother's, and in the late 90s, he sold all my G.I. Joes. So I had to get some retribution somehow. Revenge is a dish best served cold. I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell my Teddy Ruxpin doll. This Teddy Ruxpin doll is not only in great condition, but it works great, and it comes with a tape and original booklet on fire safety. I'm looking to sell Teddy today because he's been in storage for so long, we just forgot he was there, honestly. I'm hoping to get $120 for Teddy, the cassette, and the book as a package.
This is pretty cool. Teddy Ruxpin was a cartoon from the 1980s, I believe 1985. Teddy here was basically a bear, and he had a sidekick Grubby, and Teddy here is always on an adventure trying to find treasure, save somebody, or do all kinds of crazy cool things. This here is a Teddy Ruxpin stuffed animal, but it's not really a stuffed animal, right? because this has a cassette player in the back, if I remember correctly. All right, and there it is. And I see you have the tape right here. When you put your tape in here, one side of the tape would be the music, and the other side would give Teddy the cues to like move his eyes and whatever, you know, move little things. And you even have the book, Fire Safety with Teddy Ruxpin. All right, let's check it out and see if it works, all right?
Awesome.
Remember, the firefighter is your friend and is there to help you. Okay, fire safety patrollers.
All right, so I can hear it talk, but unfortunately the animatronics aren't moving, so still a really nice piece though. What are you looking to do with it?
So I would love to sell Teddy today if you guys are interested.
And how much are you looking for?
Looking for $120.
Okay, that's gonna be a little too much. I'd be a buyer at 20 bucks.
Ouch, it's a bit lower than what I was hoping for coming in. Can you get me closer to 50?
21? I'll tell you what, it's not often you get one that actually still plays the tapes. I'll give you 40 bucks for it.
All right, you got a deal.
All right, let's go write it up.
I'm completely satisfied with the $40, although honestly, it was the bare minimum that I was willing to accept.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Good. What do we have here?
Little Miss Chicago. Yes, from the Chicago World's Fair.
I've actually had a couple of these, but I've been doing this for infinity. My kids probably think I went to this fair.
The doll is in excellent condition. It was passed down from my family. I'm asking $500 for the doll, and I'm looking to go to Greece for my honeymoon.
This is pretty cool.
There's nothing like this out there.
The World's Fairs back then, they really were an event. It was something your family got on a train and went across the country for, because you couldn't go to Orlando and go to a bunch of theme parks for a week or something like that. The famous Future House was there. I forget, House of Tomorrow or something like that, they called it. And it showed where, like in the future, every house would have like air conditioning and maybe a dishwasher, which was a big deal back then.
Absolutely.
And when you went on vacation, you buy souvenirs. And that's basically what this was. In remarkably good shape.
Absolutely.
Well, it has been repaired. That's hand stitching along there. You looking to sell it?
I'm looking to sell it.
So how much you looking to get out of it?
I'm looking to get it $500.
If it was in perfect shape, that's what it'd be worth. The second a collector sees that, they're gonna complain. I think I can get $350 out of it, and I'll give you like $200.
You know, I didn't want to take less than $5. The lowest I could go was $4.
It's cute and everything, but it's not like the Holy Grail. I'll go 2 1/4. That's the best I can go. It just doesn't make sense at Warner Box. It just doesn't. You stuck at 4?
Yeah, $400 is my final offer. I'd rather
Okay.
keep it in my family.
If you change your mind,
Thank you.
give me a call.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay. Rick and I were not able to make a deal today, so what I'm gonna do is take the doll home and pass it down to my daughter and have her keep it.
1950 Buddy Lee doll.
Oh, this is cool. Where did you get this?
It was my uncle's. He had a Phillips 66 gas station, and when he passed away, I inherited it.
Okay. He's been around for 65 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he can actually start getting Social Security right now.
I think the Buddy Lee doll is in very good shape. Once you clean him up and put him in a display case, he's gonna look great. I'm selling my Buddy Lee doll today for $2,000. I have 6 grandkids. If I'm able to make a deal today, I am going to take that money and spoil them.
This is really iconic. Buddy Lee, you know, it's from Lee Jeans, and I think they started making Buddy in like the 1930s.
Yeah, 1920s to 1962.
All right. To this day, it's like one of the biggest apparel companies in the world, believe it or not.
Yes.
Sales reps would have these, and they would walk into a really large company, like Coca-Cola, different places like
Yes.
this, with a Buddy Lee doll and say, your employees would look great in these. It was originally a sales thing, but kids absolutely fell in love with them.
Yes.
And I'm sure the salesman next time around, when figured there was another order coming, he goes, hey, look what I brought you.
Yes.
Henry David Lee opened up his garment factory in 1889, and his #1 seller was the one-piece work jumpsuit. And 120-some years later, it's still a massive fashion faux pas. It looks in pretty good shape, except for the hat.
Yes. When I've seen the other Phillips 66 ones, I did notice that the hat did the same thing. I think it's just age, and he has a little marking on the back here that says Buddy Lee. When I looked it up, they said the originals will have that marking. That's how you know that they're the originals.
Okay. How much you want for it?
I was thinking 2,000.
I know people love Buddy Lee and everything else like that, but the hat's a big concern. And the ones worth more money are like Philips and Coca-Cola and a few other brands like that. Do you mind if I have someone look at it?
Sure.
I mean, I've sold Buddy Lee's before, and I didn't get near that kind of money for them. I'll be right back. I'm going to give someone a call,
Okay, wonderful.
and we'll get this checked out. I like it. I think it's really cool. So
Thank you. I am looking forward to see what the expert has to say about the Buddy Lee doll, and a little nervous to see if I'm going to get my asking price.
So I called my friend Steve down, who is a toy expert, to help me out on this. Buddy Lee, the man, right here. Yeah.
So cool. Buddy Lee was a great marketing piece. Lee Jeans created the doll line to market at the actual stores. So Dayton's was the very first store that had one of the Buddy Lees, and they would put it on display to kind of show their outfits. And eventually kids started asking, hey, can you sell these? So they started making them in mass production.
Okay.
I'm Steve Johnston. I specialize in vintage and collectible toys. These dolls were actually created as a marketing tool, and in 1962, when they ended the line, it was one of the most popular dolls of the time period. It was the second highest seller.
So she wants $2,000 for this thing, and I've sold Buddy Lee's before, but never even close to that.
So overall, he looks pretty good here. I don't see any major cracks in it. Arms seem to move. Looks like he's got his stamp on the back here. It says Buddy Lee. So you usually don't see his hat often.
His hat's a little screwed up.
Yeah, pretty common to see that type of damage in these.
So the big question is, what's it worth?
Well, the problem with these type dolls right now is that the market's come down tremendously over the last 10 years. So the person that's gonna purchase this is gonna be either a denim collector, a specific doll collector to Buddy Lee's, or specifically to Phillips 66. And in his condition as he sits, I would say he's worth $550.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you.
Yep.
The Buddy Lee doll, I think it's a great item for the shop. It touches on classic marketing and also just a standout item.
So what do you want for it now?
300?
You take $250? The problem is they're tough sells.
How about 275? He's so cute. Look at that little cute face here.
All right, $275. You got a deal. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, come with me. We'll go do some paperwork.
Wonderful.
All right?
Thank you. I'm settling on the 275 because I would like to see it go to a good home, and I think someone's going to appreciate it instead of it just sitting in a box.